What stereotypes about Aboriginal people annoy you? Oh, there's so many.
All Aboriginal people are drunks or are given free stuff.
Or in jail.
Or in jail.
All Aboriginal people are lazy and they don't want a job.
And we're all drunks and drug addicts.
Yeah.
And none of us are educated and...
Yeah, we dumb.
I can have a beer, I can have 2 beers and stop, you know, I can have a good old beer and a good old laugh. I think that's a stereotype that is really, really wrong.
That we aren't intelligent as black people, but I'm the professor of my culture, that's how I look at the situation.
We get everything for free.
Everything
I
for
hate
free.
that. I work just like white people work. I pay my taxes.
Yep. I don't have dark skin or anything, so I can't be Aboriginal.
Because our skin isn't dark as the Northern Australian Aborigines, I feel the non-Aboriginal Tasmanians feel that we're not real Aborigines, and I think that's a stereotype in Tasmania.
We all live in the bush.
Also, I hate the stereotype people have that Aboriginal people go around oaked up all the time. And that's when we're at our peak Aboriginalness. Like I could be wearing a blue shirt and in some loafers, and I'm still as Aboriginal as I am with ochre on. Just pointing that out.
Yeah, you can be Aboriginal and be other things. Like, it's just not a singular identity.
Yeah. It's like that misconception of that Aboriginal people are only what they've been in the past and that they can't evolve as a people or as a culture.
I think one of the big ones for me is that as an Aboriginal person, I know everything about being an Aboriginal person. So it's that expectation when you're in a group, whether it's when I was at uni or whether I'm in with my social setting, they would ask a thing about, do Aboriginal people do this? Well, I don't know. I like that or don't like that, but I can't speak on, can you speak for the rest of your community?
Now, this question's a doozy.
Oh, really?
What free stuff have you got for being Aborigine?
Well, I wish I could get some of that.
Yeah, I wish I could too. Basically, the answer's bloody nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Apart from continued abuse of white people in saying you get something for nothing when you really don't.
Yes. Well, they say that we get free houses and motor cars.
I paid my bloody mortgage.
Well, I had to get a job and I went to university and got a degree to get a better job to buy a house and buy a car. Yeah. And I didn't get anything free at all.
Free racist remarks, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
And I was asked at work, did I get free HECS? I said, no, I paid it just like anybody else.
Yeah. Yep.
Somebody said, you got a house. I said, yeah, I'm lucky I got a house. The harder I worked, the luckier I got.
What free stuff have you got for being Aboriginal?
I've got nothing free. Everything I've got I've had to work for, which doesn't faze me. I give a lot back to our community for free myself, so I mean I'm free to doing our culture work. So.
Oh, and we pay less rent than anybody else. We don't pay the same as non-Aboriginal people. We pay less rent, apparently.
I haven't heard that one.
No, I pay the same rent as the next person.
Yeah, me too.
I don't feel like I've got anything free, you know, ab study, Oz study, you know. If you're on a healthcare card, you're able to get a bit of a hand. If you're not on one, yeah, you don't, you pay.
Yes, you white fellas can get it too. It's all right, calm down.
A little yarn that I always tell when I went and paid for my children's education one year. So I walked in there and I paid for it. Had this T-shirt on, like, and my wife tried to talk me out of it because she knew what I was going to do. So I paid for my children's education that day, you know, it cost me $450. And I held this docket up and I said, this black man paid for his kids' education. A couple of people at the end of the line said, well done, Cobber. I said, yeah, everybody thinks that we get everything for nothing.
I got trauma. We have had dispossession. Loss of language, loss of land, loss of culture. That was all free, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very much. Humiliated?
Yep. Racism, oppressed. But if you're talking material things, which I think this is what the question's about, nothing.
A shorter lifespan with more likelihood to have some chronic disease, higher chance of diabetes, higher chance of heart disease, not to mention the horrific amounts of mental health problems that a lot of Aboriginal people face due to the trauma of colonisation, the stolen generation, just general racism.
Activities that we might be able to access through the Tasmanian Aboriginal Centre, they are part of a community organisation to improve health outcomes for Aboriginal people. But also, a lot of our activities, anyone can access those. It's just not at our services. So you can access them at the family and children's centres or neighbourhood houses. So there's a lot of what we do that's out there for anybody.
And I wish they'd understand that there are some separate services for it, but it's to make us equal or better.
It's like people who have so much privilege themselves then coming to you as one of the most unprivileged people in all of Australia, calling you out for something you get when you don't even get it at all. Like, it's like, what?
I mean, they got a whole free country, so who are they to talk? But yeah.
So we can use that bit that you just done then. That's great. Roll. Oh, goodness. That's it. Yeah, let's just keep talking. Look around.
That's how I don't have a free house or a car.
No.